What is up, MFers? Got an interesting video for you guys today and a big announcement. As you saw with the title and the thumbnail for this video, I think I made a post at the end of the Bassmaster Elite Series schedule season last year that was what people told me was a little bit cryptic about if I'm going to fish the Elite Series moving forward or what my plans were. Basically, I said that it was a crazy season, a lot of stuff happened, good, bad, everything in between, and I had to sit down with my wife and think about what's best for us moving forward. And I know a lot of stuff's happened with the Elite Series since then. We've had rule changes that allowed people to get information during like a 3 or 4 day period, which I was not a fan of, and obviously everyone wasn't really a fan of, but that was part of the Elite Series since, well, we had to overturn it immediately. So I made a whole video about how I didn't like that at all. Also, we had the no entry fee thing come up, which has been debated and talked about by friggin' everybody. So that's something that I'm not gonna get into talking about that. Obviously, you guys have seen all that and what we've changed it to and what it's gonna look like moving forward. But I have an announcement for you guys today about my feature in the Elite Series and what I'm going to do, and I'm gonna get into that in just a little bit. So, really, my biggest thing I want to talk to you guys about is something that I am so excited for 2025 and hopefully beyond. But I've been hinting at it a little bit to you guys in the last couple videos, and that is, I don't know if you've been around with the channel for a long time, but for those of you guys that have been around 4 or 5 years ago, COVID came along. This was back when, I had a great following of people from all different types of videos that I had made, but a lot of you guys loved the tournament fishing videos. And if you guys remember the stuff with the COVID and everything, like obviously people weren't working. The country was pretty much shut down, and that allowed people to, go out fishing and enjoy things. And so one thing I wanted to do during that time period was a way to get people more involved in tournament fishing. And that was, also because tournaments around the country were all getting canceled because of the virus. And so we came out with the Slaunch Master Classic, the Slaunch Master series, where it was really fun. We worked through an app and we were able to put tournaments on. We did them friggin' on the weekend. Once in a while we'd do one. We'd have them during work days. People would hop in. We'd have a smallmouth only. We'd have a 3 fish limit, 5 fish limit. Every fish counts, but they had to be over 18 inches. We did all sorts of super fun stuff, and you guys loved that. That kind of got shut down, I think, because I kind of just got sick of a lot of the BS with people like thinking that I was trying to, favor some guys and rules or not be. A lot of the kayak guys, to be completely honest, it was a lot of the kayak guys that were really strict with their measure on your board and how that practice and all the intricacies of how a fish must be laid on one side or the other. A lot of those guys, just kind of rubbed me the wrong way about how much they complained about something that was kind of minuscule. And so between that and the busyness of life, I moved down to Texas. I started fishing, the Opens and now the Elite Series. All those things kind of led to just me not doing another tournament like that. Really, it kind of culminated. We had an in-person tournament we called the Slaunch Master Classic, Truman Lake, Missouri. We had 200 boats show up for this tournament. And it was like the biggest tournament they'd pretty much ever had there. It was incredible. And it was so much fun. I got to meet a lot of you guys in person. And looking back, it sucks that we never did anything else with that, because the thing I loved about it was, and I even did it in 1 or 2 of the events, I fished some of them from the bank. I'm cool with you guys fishing from the bank. I was cool with you guys fishing from a kayak, from a boat, whatever it may be. I wanted people to get involved, to compete, put a little bit of money in, and get to compete against me. And I paid out 100%. Some of these tournaments we pay out just a little bit. Wasn't a lot of people. If they jump in on a weeknight or whatever, weekday, some of them was crazy. We'd have over 200 people, and we paid out thousands of dollars, even though we had a little tiny entry fee. But the great thing was we were able to go out as a group, as a Milliken fishing community, have a tournament or series where we could go wherever we wanted to, as long as it was public water, and we could go fish against everyone around the country. And that's something that was so fun and allowed you guys to be a lot more involved, and it was a lot more relatable to have someone go fish, you know, a $10, $20 entry fee tournament whenever you wanted to, wherever you wanted to, as opposed to like what I'm doing now, which is amazing, but you know, it's not everyone in the country. Obviously you have to qualify for the Elite Series, but not everybody in the country can go take off 10 weeks of work and pay $2,000 entry fee a tournament at lakes across the country they've never been to before, and a really nice bass boat and electronics and stuff, just to have a chance to go compete. And that's what my videos have been the last few years as far as tournaments, and I don't freaking love that. And so I decided 2025, I am going to go back to that. I'm going to create an online tournament for you guys, for the community, for anybody. Bank fishing, kayak fishing, boat fishing, crawdad boat, wherever you freaking want to. I want you guys to be a part of it, and it's going to be the same thing as before. I am going to have 100% of the payouts go to the participants. I'm not doing this to make money. I literally want this to be something where you guys can be involved in tournament fishing and you can compete, and we can all just have a badass community and just have fun with this. The Elite Series, for me, there was parts that were fun, most of it not fun, work, and that's great. I always wanted to be on the Elite Series. It was so much work, and I want to do something that's fun in 2025. And we're going to freaking do that. That's going to start, very first tournament is planned for next weekend. That's right, guys. Go down the links right down below. One cool thing, I'm going to tell you all the rules and everything in just a second, but a cool thing about this is we got an app that's called Fishing Chaos now. These guys are so technical. This online tournament series and really tournament hosting platform is unbelievable, because you're going to see live leaderboards, and I'm going to be able to show you during the video as I'm fishing the tournament with you guys. I'm going to fish actually in all the tournaments. If I get first place, it'll be on the leaderboard, but you know, whoever gets second would be the first place payout and everything. I'll just, you know, exclude myself obviously from the payouts, but you'll get to see me, you'll get to see how you're doing. We're going to do big bass, we're going to do regular top 5 fish, whatever the format may be, and I want suggestions on what some of the formats should be. We're going to be able to see that. You're going to be able to log in. Even if you're not competing, you're going to be able to hop on there on the Fishing Chaos app and check this out. Obviously, then Fishing Chaos is not paying me to tell you this or do this. This is just an awesome platform. My buddy Logan Parks has been running tournaments through this the last couple years, and he's loved it. He kind of introduced it to me. But this is going to be so much fun. So another thing that's awesome is I can live stream. So you can watch live a video of me in the leaderboard section, how I'm doing, how I'm fishing. I can talk to you guys. We can have a social type of conversation with you guys. Super fun. I'm so excited for it. And again, it's going to be cheap. It's going to allow you guys to be a part of it no matter where you are in the country. Now, another thing that's great is they're doing all the hosting. They're doing all of the judging and everything. So that's out of my hands. Every single fish that comes in is going to get judged by the third party that is doing all the rules and everything. The rules will be attached with this. The liability release, that's all attached as well. But you're not gonna have to worry about me, you know, favoring someone or you know, I don't even know whatever I would do that would be not legal. That's out of my hands. So I'm so freaking jacked for this. And you're also gonna be able to compete with people from your own geographical location. So when you sign up, you're about to see that. It's no longer going to be like when I was putting on tournaments in Nebraska. I was having to compete with people in Florida and Texas and California that got these big giant 25, 26, 27 inch Florida strain bass. Like the biggest bass in Nebraska was like 22 inches long, and it was more rare and tougher to catch than a 24 inch bass in Texas. So none of that. You're going to be competing against your own divisions. And as the year goes on, the top 3 anglers that are in each geographical region, in each tournament, they are all going to qualify for an in-person tournament. I'm not sure what the date's going to be. I'm not sure where the tournament's going to be, but we're going to have an event in person. I know a lot of you guys are just going to do it in your home area. You're not going to, even if you qualify, you're not going to want to come down. Totally get it. You're not expected to. Whatever. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's going to be a badass event. We're going to have a bunch of awesome sponsored stuff that I haven't put together yet because I've been busier than shit. But I'll make some crazy prize packages on top of the money. We'll hopefully cater the event with some food, maybe get some live music. Who the hell knows? But that'll be in November or December. I'm thinking December. because there ain't much going on fishing-wise in December, and that's some of the best fishing is as well. So I think that's what my plan is for now. But I'm so excited. Again, comment below with the formats that you're thinking and what you want to see, because I'm mixing it up. This isn't like we're going to do it on this exact format every single time. I'll let you guys know each month this is what it is. Some months it might be something where it's the entire month long. Sometimes it might be a 3-hour scramble. I don't freaking know, but we're going to mix it up and we're going to have some damn fun with it. That's what I love about it. So let's dive in to Slaunch Master, the first event, number 1. Guys, as I said, I'm putting this video together. This video is going out in a couple hours. I'm talking to the owner of Fishing Chaos. They're putting it together for me. And this is going to be such a great, awesome platform. But let me go through the rules and what the tournament's going to be. And again, if you want to register, right down below, download Fishing Chaos. I'm going to tell you a couple things you're going to have to do. It's very important, or else you're going to be disqualified if you enter and you enter some fish the wrong way, or not have your GPS location turned on, stuff like that. So let's talk about event number 1. It's going to be this upcoming Saturday and Sunday. It's going to start at 6 a.m. Central Time on Saturday, January 25th, 2025. And it will end. Submissions can no longer go in at Sunday, January 26th at 5 o'clock p.m. So the entry fee, it's going to be $20 for the main entry fee. It's going to be $5 side pot for big fish per region. Now you can either enter just the 5 fish limit, which is the main one, just the $5 big fish pot, whatever you guys want to, compete separately. But again, only the top 3 contestants from the overall main entry fee will be qualifying for the championship at the end of the year. Just letting you guys know that. Also, competitors must have their own unique Fishing Chaos eligibility. Competitor agrees that all tournament rules and tournament prizes, waiver release liability for the event, official rules for the tournament, whatever, they're all below. You must have a valid current fishing license in the state you're fishing from, which is always very important to have. Fishing must be done without the aid of a professional guide. No guided trips. So this tournament's going to be a catch photo release type tournament through the Fishing Chaos app. Again, they're going to be the ones judging these catches. Basically, we're going to have, 7 different regions. We're going to have the Northeast, which will be Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Delaware, and Rhode Island. Wow, I knew all those abbreviations. My 4th grade geography teacher would be proud of me right there. I'm not going to actually say it for the rest of them, but Southeast region, Central, West, Florida, Texas, and California. Those 3 states will all be their own regions. So we're going to take 21 people from this to the championship. Also, I am well aware it's January 25th and 26th. Most of you do not have open water that are up north, or if you do, it is not the optimal fishing season for you to participate in this. Totally get it. I'm sorry. I wanted to start this now. And again, you're not going to have to compete. If you're in Maine, you're not going to compete with people in Texas. So if you, you'd be able to compete. And that's probably more reason for you to hop into it, because there'll be way less people in those states that don't have open water. I know there's power plant lakes, there's big bodies of water that stay open. Just be safe. That's all I ask. And then ice fishing will be part of this too. That's the fun thing. We'll get into the rules of catching the fish in just a second here. Fishing boundaries is the next section, which is what we're talking about. Also, the regions are listed down below. So if you're wondering what state, what region you're in, listed right down below. Fishing boundaries is going to be public, legally accessed bodies of water. So we're going to be able to tell that because the GPS location must be turned on for the camera and the Fishing Chaos app. We're not trying to steal your information or giving your information to China of where you're at. We just need to know where the fish was submitted, where it was caught at. That's where you're taking the picture, and it has to be a public body of water. Guys, we're not fishing for $10 million. Don't fucking cheat. Don't cheat. Please, God, don't cheat. I don't know. I feel bad for you if you feel like you need to. Access to photos for the Fishing Chaos app must be granted during the competition time. If a judge sees that it's not fit, the fish will be denied with no questions asked. A new submission will be allowed as long as it's within the submission time. That decision will be final. Permitted species will be black bass, all black bass, largemouth, smallmouth, spotted, shoal, meanmouth bass, 12-inch minimum is the minimum for all species. Feel free. The app will do your best 5 fish. Again, it's going to be your 5 biggest fish lengthwise to the nearest quarter-inch. We're going to talk about measurement in a second, but just keep submitting them. It'll cull it out on its own. Don't feel like you got to delete a fish if it's 12 inches and you caught 5 and you just caught one that would cull it out. Just keep adding them to the app. Fishing methods and tackle. This is very, very important. Fishing from a boat, kayak, dock, or shore is allowed. That's also going to include ice fishing, which is, standing on the water on no watercraft, which is interesting. But maybe I'll add that to the rules as well before this goes up. You can have more than 1 rod per angler on the vessel or on your person, but you cannot fish with more than 1 rod at a time. That will go towards ice fishing. You cannot have a tip up as well as your jigging rod in your hole, whatever. But you can't have 72 rods from the bank. You have to abide by not only your local regulations, but also 1 rod in the water at a time per angler. You can artificial bait only, no live bait. So that again goes to ice fishing, that it goes to anybody. I could personally go out with a live gizzard shad or a bunch of them, and I promise I'd probably smash all you guys in an hour, no questions asked. I promise you that. Some of the lakes I fish around here, no live bait. Don't cheat. No live bait. Please God, don't cheat. We're gonna have polygraphs if we need to. Do not cheat. Fish must be caught by the registered angler. It cannot be altered in any way. So, I don't know how you would do it, but altering it so that the tail would be longer, or the fish would be longer, or you'd stomp it on it, not a thing that's possible. Don't do that. All fish must be released after submission and cannot be submitted again. We will be able to tell by the pattern on the fish, and since we can only have them all one way on the board, which we're going to talk to in just a second, you will not be able to enter the same fish more than once. Don't try it. You'll get DQ'd. Identifier. All tournament photo submissions must include the tournament identifier code on the photograph. The identifier code will be released on the event page 7 p.m. Central Time, 1/24/25. So Friday night, we're going to have the identifier code. That must be in the photo. Also, it says the code can be written on a piece of paper or your hand. It cannot be added digitally. So don't try to freaking sneak something on us here, guys. Obviously, you could add the code on an old picture of a big fish. That's why that is necessary. Catch entry. Your catch must be submitted in the Fishing Chaos app. Your phone must have location services turned on for Fishing Chaos and camera apps. If you're in an area that has no cell signal to make your submission, once you reach an area with signal, upload your photographs to the Fishing Chaos app. Catch entry review. All catch entries will be reviewed and approved by a third-party tournament management company, including disputes. All right, measuring board. The measuring board must be a hard, rigid, flat surface and should have 1/4 inch increments and must have a left fence. A fence is something that is perpendicular. I'd show you on mine, but I don't want to, the one that comes to my boat would not be eligible because it doesn't have 1/4 inch marks. So I'm not going to confuse anybody. Basically, you need to have a ruler, a measuring device that is going to have a hard fence and is hard. It's not a tape measure. We had people turning fish on a damn tape measure with it all wavy and wound around stuff that were, 7 inches shorter than how they submitted them. Please, hard ruler. And it's we had a couple brands we used in the past. Maybe we'll use a couple brands and require a couple of brands in the future. As of right now, we do not require you to have a specific brand of board, but it has to be a rigid board, 1/4 inch, clearly marked. It's going to say that in a second here. It says the board must be in good shape and all measurements must be clear, no exceptions. Examples include the 26-inch Catch Carbonite. There's a link to it. Buy that exact one if you do not have one. Don't get anything from that. Just do it, please. Note, if your measuring board has increments greater than 1/4 inch, your submissions will only be able to use those minimum measurements. For example, if you have a board that only measures in full inches, you cannot submit anything but the last full inch the tail touches, which means if it's not touching 21 inches, it's going to be 20 inches if you have a board that doesn't have 1/4 inch increments. Measurement. The zero end of the board must be on the left. So when you're looking at it, it's going to be opposite. Your left is going to be over here. That's how your fish must be on there. The nose touches right there, and the bottom of the fish is down. Left, front of the fish, bottom of the fish, top of the fish. Like so. Fish pressed against the fence, they call it. Belly of the fish must face down. mouth of the fish must be butted to the end stop fence of the board. So have the mouth shut, completely shut, closed. If it's open at all, that's not going to count. Judges will score based on where the tail touches or crosses the quarter-inch increment measurement on the board. The mouth must be completely closed. Judges will deduct half an inch for open mouths if this increases length. Photo must be of the whole fish taken from directly above. Do not lay the identifier on top of the fish. Each fish submitted must be a different fish. Write it on your hand. Put it next to the fish. I would write it on a piece of paper, put it right on the bottom of the fish. If it's windy, use the weight of the thing and hold it on there so you can see the identifier. The fish is getting held down. Just make sure that the nose of the fish, the tail of the fish, the identifier are all in the photo. Make sure the fish's mouth is shut against that fence. You may submit as many fish as you would like. Fishing Chaos app will automatically call your smallest fish as their entries. Ties will be broken on the first angler to gain the score. So if we both, have 100 inches and I finished at 3 p.m. and Timmy finished at 2:57 p.m. With their length, then Timmy would get the tiebreaker. Penalties. Any angler found to have intentionally cheated will be subject to criminal prosecution in the state where the fish is caught, forfeit all awards and prizes, and be banned from future Milliken fishing tournaments. Again, do not cheat. Any disputes, results, or actions, anglers must email their complaint to the tournament director within 15 minutes after the official close, which will be, 5 p.m. it ends? 5 p.m. Central Time, January 26th on Sunday. Sportsmanship. Anglers displaying poor sportsmanship, violating tournament rules, or any local state game laws may be disqualified. Prizes, I'm going to pay out first, second, and third place. I'll probably do like a 50% of the whole pot for first, 30% for second, 20% for third. Obviously, if your region only has one angler enter each, then it's going to be like 100%, or we'll have to figure out how we're doing that, but it'll probably be a 50, 30, 20, and we're going to change things as it kind of goes. Same will go for the big fish pot. We're going to break that down. That's obviously not going to be as much because it's a $5 optional entry, but who knows how many people are going to enter this. It could be a ton. I don't know. Release of liability. So look at the release of liability that is attached, and you are subject to that basically. But I'm freaking excited. I know that was a lot of rules. That might be scary to some people. I'm just reading it off. I'm not going to do that every single time I announce what the tournament's going to be. It'll be attached on there, and you must follow the rules. I'm just letting you guys know before we get started. We are going to be very strict with the rules. So, register down below if you want to be a part of it. Let me know in the comments section what you guys want to see moving forward. And then again, top 3 people in each region in each tournament are going to qualify for that championship at the end. I don't know when it's going to be that I am out fishing because it's the weekend. I'm in the process of getting this boat is been spoken for. It's sold. And I have a new boat coming in. I'm working on wrap stuff for the year. I have like a million different things going on. I'm not sure when it's going to be, but Saturday and or Sunday, I will be fishing and live streaming on the app, on the leaderboard, so you guys can watch me fish and you can dick around and have fun. And I strongly encourage you, even if you're not going to be in the tournament, go check out the leaderboard, check out the app. Maybe it's something you'll see a different event that you want to register for, or just have some fun and watch and see how the weigh-in's going. It'll be a good time. That's all I have to say about that. I'm excited for it, and I appreciate all you guys that are going to be a part of it. Maybe some people will be asking about merch. Maybe we'll come out with a t-shirt or something in the future, or a hat for this series. This is all I've had this idea in my head that I've wanted to do it for months. I just haven't figured out exactly how the format will be, or what I've wanted to call it or anything. So we're just going to friggin' wing it and kind of go as we go. But do know that the qualifications are going to be the same and go towards the end of the year, and we're going to have a fun time with this. So let's get into what I was telling you with the Elite Series tournaments and what I'm doing with that. So 2025, obviously, I get 2 years in the Elite Series automatically. Not that it mattered, but 28th, 27th in points or something last year in Angler of the Year points, so I don't have to worry about that anyways. But requalified for the Bassmaster Elite Series next year. I've thought about it, and again, there was times that were not fun on the Elite Series last year. There was times that were a job, and flat out, these guys are crazy, crazy good. And my brand, a lot of times, I'm just going to straight up say it,
it stunts my growth to fish the Elite Series and fish tournaments at that caliber, because I love to do it. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but the time that I have to spend doing these tournaments, I know people love to watch the Elite Series tournaments. People watch them. It's fun. It's the highest level of competition. But the amount of time I have to put in the off season, the type of videos I have to make in the off season, don't necessarily intrigue a lot of you guys. I totally get that. I know I used to make a ton of bank fishing content. I know I used to make a bunch of multi-species content, but I physically can't compete with these guys and stay sharp unless I am fishing in a way that I will be fishing in competition or learning new techniques that are not always the most fun for you guys to watch or for me to display on video all the time. So I get that. And because of that reason, my brand does not grow. I do not make more money or anything because I'm fishing the Elite Series. It's actually the opposite. I know I've lost a lot of people that used to love my other types of videos because I fished the Elite Series. And I freaking get that, 100%. Totally get it. You're not telling me anything in your comments that when you say that, I used to like your old videos, these tournaments suck, I hate watching this. I get it. I totally get it. I understand that I'd switched a lot of my content up. Doesn't mean I'm not going to do bank fishing or any other type of fishing that you guys used to like moving forward. It just means that I understand, and that's the type of content I got to film a lot of times just to stay sharp. So that part of it sucks for me. What I want to say is, my dream was to fish the Elite Series. And even looking back on it now, it is insane that I qualified. Like, it is so hard to qualify. It almost, it seems like over time with, taking the 9 guys from the Opens over the course of the season, it would almost, the pool would get easier, but the pools almost gets more difficult every single year, it seems like, of new anglers and just guys that are hopping in to try to make a run at it. I'm so fortunate that I'm able to fish on the Elite Series. And again, even though my growth is stunted with my channel, because I'm just going to say it, the platform it provides me of fans and anglers is smaller than what is provided to me if I fish different types of content not in top level tournaments. Even though that I'm going to make less money, even though I'm going to get less views overall, even with all that, and that it's a job and it's damn near impossible to win one of these tournaments because everyone's so freaking good at that level, I've wanted to compete at the top level since I was, in anything since I was young. And I'm insanely competitive. And this entire thing that I do, I know a lot of people like to tell you one thing about the type of person I am, or about what my motives are, or that I did this for this reason. And 99% of the time, if you hear that, or usually 100% of the time, it's from someone that's never met me or talked to me, or let alone know me at all. But these are the ideas that people get about me. Not to think that I'm special in any way. I'm just telling you straight up, it's the same way with everyone in any facet of life, especially if you have a lot of eyeballs on you. A lot of people like to cast a lot of judgment. But this is not about money for me. This is no way is like, obviously I want to make enough living that I can, pay my bills and have my family travel with me and provide great lives for whoever is close to me. But I'm not in this for the damn money. I'm not in this to take anyone's money or take my fans' money or spread false information or by making videos to get more clicks, or lying about things, or trying to burn people to the ground in videos that I don't even know who they are just to get more clicks, like some of the sick pieces of garbage that are making videos these days that clearly try to say their motives are for one thing when it's obvious if you have half of a brain cell that their motives are clicks and money, just at whoever's expense it may be. That's not who I am. You're not going to see me make a video about somebody else or what my opinion is of them. You're flat out not. You never have seen me do that. I don't think I've even made a positive video. Probably made some positive videos about people or mention them, but yeah, that's not me. That's not what I'm about. And I care a lot more about what the people that are close to me think, that actually know me, than some of this trash that you see online. So just want to let you guys know, 2025, we're jumping into it. Bassmaster Elite Series. I could not be more excited for it. Like I said, there wasn't always times that were super fun last year, and that's on me, a lot of it too. I have to make it more fun, and I'm going to do that. And I've been outspoken. I'm not thrilled about the information rule that got changed, where guys, clearly are going to have an unfair advantage this year in the Elite Series and the Classic because they hired guides or they reached out to people during that 3-day period before it got changed back to no information, and that sucks. We got all fish it knowing that, but I'm flat out, I wasn't a fan of the model, the entry fee model that we went with. That was not something I voted for, but it was what the majority wanted. And to be honest, I think that it only really is helpful to the people that get in the top 10. And so that's what our goal is going to be for this year. I'm not going to say I'm going to swing for the fences and try to win everyone, but or that if I'm on fish to get 47th place and I have no chance to win, I'm not going to try to get that last few checks. But I am absolutely going to go in with the mindset every single tournament, not for points. I'm going to try to find the winning fish every single tournament because that's what's going to make it fun for me. And really, I'm excited for this tournament series, the Launch Masters. They're freaking back, guys. I'm so excited for it. I just want something that people can get out and fish and participate in. And we had so much fun with that last time we did it. So again, I encourage you, whether you're fishing it or not, log in, check out the leaderboard. Maybe you'll see a tournament with a different format with a cheaper entry fee or a more expensive entry fee in the future that you'll want to be a part of this year. And again, comment down below what you want to see for formats. We had fun with it. I think my favorite one last time was our, it was our Everfish Counts, but at that time MLF was kind of new, and so everyone was saying it's the Dink League or whatever because they could weigh in, 12-inch fish, and they could nickel and dime their way with 418 fish for 26 pounds. Well, we did Every Fish Counts, but they had to be at least 18 inches in length for that tournament. So that was super fun because, Zark and I fished it together. We caught a bunch of 17 3/4 inch 4-pounders that didn't go, and it was frustrating, but it was so fun. So comment below what you guys want to see. And again, thank you guys for your support and everything. I can't wait for this year, 2025 and beyond. Launch Masters back, baby. Can't freaking wait. Let's go.